Throughout almost 80 years, the world of technology was talking about one simple idea that would change the world as it is. Create a mind that would be able to store its information faster, better, and for longer periods of time than the normal human mind would be able to. We are talking about artificial intelligence. But there was one person who was eager to take the world's future into his hands. His name is Sam Altman. Sam Altman was born in 1985 and is the youngest in his family, with 2 older siblings. When he was just 8 years old, he got his first computer, but he was not like any other kid at that time who just booted up the computer and started playing games on there. From a young age, he was learning in a prestigious private school. That is why he actually knew how to program or write the code and gave him a competitive advantage going into his life. He was a person who loved to learn new things. He was able to learn the very important skill of debating, which would come in handy while raising his capital for future projects. Knowing when and how to talk with people is something that he used to create partnerships and then even raise unbelievable amounts of money for his company. His first entrepreneurial experience came in his early teens. Because of the experience of programming, he started creating websites for his local businesses and nonprofit organizations. He was so talented that he was able to get himself into another prestigious school, Stanford. There, he met people like Evan Spiegel, who later co-founded Snapchat, and Kevin Systrom, who founded one of the most valued social media to date, Instagram. However, after 2 years, he was unhappy with the style of learning. He knew that he could do better than just sit around and study theory. So, at 19, he packed his things, and together with 2 colleagues, he founded Looped. It was social media that was connecting people based on their location. This idea was so ambitious that it got attention from tech billionaire Paul Graham. In the future, he also co-founded Y Combinator, which played a huge part in Sam Altman's life. Loop did really well. That is also why it was the first backed company by Y Combinator, which had also helped launch another famous website, Reddit. By the year 2012, Loop was worth $175 million and was eventually bought for $43 million, making it one of the biggest deals of its kind back then. The reason for this lower buyout was the trouble of getting new users, and also because Sam wanted to move on to bigger projects. After this acquisition, which he took around $5 million, he gave himself time to travel around the world and enjoy its hard-earned money. Jumping from planes and driving fast cars was nothing out of the ordinary. He also found his love for driving, and that's why he now owns 2 fast and expensive McLarens. But after a while, Sam was tired of this lifestyle, so he tried something new, working in venture capital, which is all about investing money in new companies. He was still close with its co-owner Paul. That is why he joined Y Combinator, the same group that had helped his first company, Looped. He didn't just join, he became the boss, or as it's officially called, the president. Under his leadership, the companies grew enormously. Y Combinator in times of Sam Altman's leadership grew over 10 times and became much more valuable. The valuation of its investments in companies was somewhere around $100 billion, with B dollars. And here are 3 big tips for validating ideas and startups from Sam himself. He always focuses on the people who run the company, because that determines the success or failure of the whole startup. Then if it solves a real problem, not some mediocre one. And lastly, he validates if it is possible to have the solution for the long term. He also came up with a new approach. You know, in those times, people venture capital world were skeptical about people's ideas. That's why only a small percentage were able to have interviews, and an even smaller amount got the funding they needed. Y Combinator was different. They opened their door to everyone with amazing ideas. In 1 year, they were able to book and talk with over 40,000 people, each with some ideas to improve this world. But by this time, as you may know, he wanted more. He didn't want to invest in the future. He wanted to create one. That's why in 2014, he founded OpenAI with Elon Musk. But keep in mind that in these early years, AI was just a failed science. Sam saw something others didn't. However, as a welcome gift to this business, he got no one to hire. Hear me out. You can be as smart and as hardworking as someone can be, but if you don't have the right people around you, you can't move as efficiently. Google at these times had a monopoly on AI researchers, having around 75% of people working for them in AI. He started smart. He planned a private dinner for as many AI engineers as possible to create possible relationships that could help him in the future for his hiring. Why was this so important? Sam believes that the best people in any field are way better than those who are just pretty good. He wanted the best minds in AI, and he got them. From that event, he scouted and wanted in his team 10 particularly great people, and as you can guess, he got 9 of them very easily. The reason may be the high salaries we promised them. If you may have forgotten, he got Elon Musk with his huge funding behind his back, so what could possibly go wrong, right? Well, in 2018, after OpenAI's the first release of GPT-1, he got into a debate with Elon about the future of the company. It sadly ended in Elon Musk leaving OpenAI while funding only 1/10 of the promised $1 billion starting funds. After this huge loss, he started to look for other possible investors, but investing in some AI project that was non-profit wasn't the easiest job. However, one company showed a huge interest. That company is valued at over $1 trillion and is no other than Microsoft. After Sam Altman visited its CEO Satya Nadella, they knew that their vision on AI and its future aligned. They got the huge funding they needed, and now there was just one problem: delivering on promise. After the first release of GPT, Sam Altman wasn't happy with the quality of the work, and because he was already tired of the VC business, in 2019, he left the Y Combinator and went full focus on another release in the same year, GPT-2. This version offered much more than the first one. It was so good that even the grandfather of AI, Geoffrey Hinton, was impressed by its capabilities. Sam at this moment knew that he struck gold, and the next year, 2020, came back with much more than just a new GPT-3. Even though this version generated, summarized, or even translated the text, it was not as widely spread as Sam wanted it to be. However, after a while, he got an interesting idea. Why not create a simple chatbot and release it to the world? People doubted him that it wouldn't be that popular and that they should focus on much more important things. But after all, Sam was the CEO and decided to go through with that idea. And saying that it worked out would be just an understatement, because just 2 months after the launch, more than 100 million people were using this AI chatbot. It became the fastest growing product in history, and its popularity just rising day by day. Fast forward to 2023, and things have only gotten more incredible. Sam managed to persuade Microsoft to invest $10 billion in OpenAI. With that boost, OpenAI's worth shot up to an astounding $30 billion valuation. And let's not forget the newest marvel, GPT-4. It's so advanced that it performs tasks better than most humans, and he is not stopping. By the end of 2024, we will see GPT-5, which will have its own bot for itself. This will mean that there will be GPT inside the GPT. If he wants something, he gets it. That's Sam Altman and his story behind creating one of the most valuable future assets. And if you want to know what was the worst product in Apple's history, I will see you in this video.